How do we have respectful and loving conversations with people who believe the world is ending very soon?
Not easily. I mean, hopefully it's the same basic principles of any love-centered dialogue. When it comes to religion on this planet, there's an amazing array of differences of opinion, even within the same segment of a particular religious body, i.e. Evangelical Christians who believe the Bible, right? And sometimes it's those kind of in-house or almost family squabbles that get more intense than any. Now, from my perspective, if you're having a conversation with someone who thinks the world's ending next Tuesday or next October 21st or whenever,
for example,
kind of the first thing that comes to my mind is, well, okay, maybe, but haven't there been a lot of dates set for centuries now by very godly, apparently, Bible-believing people, and haven't they all sort of come and gone? And doesn't that verse in I think several Gospels, Mark at least, where Jesus says, the Son of Man, he himself doesn't know the day or the hour, but only the Father who is in heaven. And if Jesus doesn't know it, wouldn't that be a good starting point to say, probably we don't either? And you don't have to do that sarcastically or anything, but just loving to sort of challenge each other around a host of theological issues and be able to do that in love and to the glory of God as opposed to me being right or you being right. I mean, Greg has mentioned several times that this stuff, what does your mom and dad tell you never to talk about in public for the rest of your life if you want friends? Religion and politics. Why? Because religion goes to the heart of the deepest, most profound things we believe, and politics goes to the heart of how we think humans should interact on this planet. What does Jesus tell us? Love God and love others. This gets down, religion and politics are the very core of who we are in terms of relationships, God and other people. And it can trigger amygdala, that reptilian part of your brain, so quickly when someone disagrees with you on this stuff that we hold so dear. And I think one of the chief spiritual disciplines of a follower of Jesus is to learn how to hear someone challenge us theologically, politically, these things that trigger us so easily, and to learn to not find our worth there and just to let go. You're not letting go of truth. You're just letting go and having to prove to this person that you're the right one now and enter into dialogue and do that in a way that doesn't invest your worth in the outcome of that conversation.
Yeah, for me, there's always a little bit of a tension between, on the one hand, how I would respond to someone personally. If the person is saying, and I didn't know anyone who thought that, was it May 21st was supposed to be the rapture date? I didn't know anyone personally who was doing that, but I have known people who have believed some very interesting things. And so you have to enter into that and just love them and ascribe worth to them and how you talk about it. On the other hand, as someone who's a leader in the church, I feel a sense of responsibility to always, when there's some stuff that is done publicly that represents the kind of Christianity that is, in my opinion, not kingdom and is helping to discredit Christianity, I feel an obligation to say, hey, you know what, there's some of us who don't believe that. In fact, we think it's as silly as you do. Or sometimes when the church has done stuff that's evil, I feel the need to say, we think that's as evil as you do. Sometimes the way to evangelize, in fact, a lot of times the way to evangelize today, I think, is to side with the unbeliever against the church. Because most of their criticisms are legit. And you do that and you say, but you know what, it's interesting, Jesus wasn't at all like that. So to me, there's this kind of a tension there. When we're in a personal relationship or just talking personally with somebody, it's however crazy the belief might strike you, it's always important to be the way you talk and respond to them has to be consistent with ascribing to them unsurpassable worth, which is what Jesus did by dying for them.